Since I mastered training in Football Manager, I've used custom schedules to increase my chances of getting good results in the game. Few Football Manager gamers go on to set their training schedules week after week throughout the course of the season. Based on the value that training brings to any tactic and team cohesion, you'd think that more people would take training schedules seriously. Maybe they don't, but because they think training is time consuming. But in this video, we're going to look at how to create simple training schedules to match your weekly preferences and how to reschedule your training for the best results during fixture congestion such as double game weeks or European nights in case you're in the Champions League or in the Europa League. So what I like to start with is you jump into the training session here on the left panel, go over to training and then schedules. Under schedules, you can go on to create your own schedules. There are also pre-set schedules that you can use. But what we're trying to figure out is how to get the best out of your training schedules. And what I realized in training schedules and how to get the best out of it is to include more match preparation trainings and also cater for your players, or let's say tailor your training sessions to try and match the games that you're going on to play. So you have a game, let's say we have a preset here. And for some reason, say you have a game against a team that is much weaker than you, or a team that you expect that they're going to sit deep and defend in numbers and then block out your opposition and try to stop you from creating chances. You can go on to create your training schedule in the following manner. Say you have a game on Saturday, you go on to include from Saturday, everything is set to rest days. You go on to include match day on Saturday and then include match. That way the calendar goes on to include a match day, a match preview, and a recovery session immediately after that game. What you can do next, this is also, let me say, not tailored to the game before, but it helps you understand the previous game and improve your match tactical familiarity. We are going to go on to include match review immediately after the game and after the recovery session. And then down to the real schedule. On the Friday, the day before, you can go on to include attacking movements. Oops, I made a mistake there. Go on to include attacking movement on the Friday before and then go into match preparation. Go on to include attacking movement. That way your team can go on to focus on their attacking play as a unit, giving them an extra chance to focus on this area of the game, because you know that for higher, let's say for most of the game, you're going to be trying to create chances. So working on your match preparations, attacking movement can help you do that. And then to do that in numbers and then to also work on your team's familiarity in preparation for the next game, you can go on to include teamwork alongside the match or the attacking movement match preparation. Once you have your match preparation all set up, you can go into your Monday training or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sessions and try to see how you can include more general training. And let's say, like we mentioned before, the team that we're coming up against is going to be quite defensive. So the idea is to try to create chances and break them down however possible. So in your general training, you can go on to include attacking training sessions. You can move that to your session 2. And then for your overall sessions, you can include your overall sessions to be your session 1. That way you can cover your holistic plan of how your team actually goes on to play the game. This way you kind of cover defense, because as much as we're going through this tactic, we're going to be focused on attacking. So covering your overall system can help you focus on defending, some aspects of defending, and then even including, let's say on a Tuesday afternoon in session 2, go on to include your tactical training of defensive shadow play. That way you're somehow covering your defensive aspects of the game while knowing that your entire week session is going to be focused on attacking and trying to score goals and break your position down. Now we have part of it sorted out, it's time to go on to focus on the attack in detail. Now looking at the Tuesday game, you can go on to unlock the Tuesday game. We have a rest session here. We're going to change that from rest session and go into attacking. Since we're expecting the team to sit deep and expecting them to defend the numbers, you can go on to create an attacking patient session. That way your team is going to try to probe the opposition. That's what they're going to be practicing on, expecting that we're going to try to break your position down, that they're going to be sitting deep in numbers as well. So you're also going to include in your second session, let's say your extra session, go on to include defending or is under the technical, right? Transition restrict. That way this works on your team's transition to defense after losing possession. So in an event that your team goes on to not create a chance and score a goal and the opposition looks to go on the counter attack, you would have practiced your transition restrict. That's what transition restrict goes on to do. It goes on to help your defense shift from that attacking mentality into a kind of defensive period where they can go on to win possession back and then try and get in their shape so that they don't get countered on. Now we have 2 days left in our training days. We can go on to include, or let's say double down on our attacking preset. So we have a rest schedule here on Wednesday. We're going to change that one as well and go into attacking. You still have attacking wings, attacking patient, attacking overlap, but we're not going to use attacking direct in this sense because we're not expecting the opposition to try and be that expansive in their defense, because attacking direct might, let's say, it usually works for teams that are not so defensively compact. So Maybe if you have an idea to try and loop the ball into the air and trying to use your target man, you can go on to include this session. But I'm going to opt for is the attacking wing session to try and spread your position and allow them to shift and try and stop crosses. And that way you can have spaces in the middle. And you can go on to include another attacking session in the overlap, since we're going to be bringing our fullbacks into the game to try and create more chances and try to score more goals. For the last two sessions, I included possession, chance creation, and chance conversion, expecting that the game is going to go in the way that I've anticipated the game to go, where the opposition is going to sit deep and sit in numbers and try to defend in numbers. Holding on to possession, trying to create chances and trying to convert the chances that we create would help us get a better chance of scoring a goal against the weaker opposition that are going to be defending quite deep in their own box. Once you're done, you can go on to save it here below at the bottom right. Go on to save as, give it a name. Let's call it preset number 2. Preset 03, for example. Let's say preset 03 instead, and then have that preset. That way you can go on to, as you've saved it, you can go on to load it up any other week that you have, and then go on to create more schedules like this, and then you can go on to save them and apply them depending on the match conditions that you're expecting to unfold. There are other training sessions you can use to try and improve wonder kits that you can go on to apply to your team to help your players improve drastically. Let's say like massive dynamic improvement to all your players. I'm going to attach a link in the description so you can download all those training schedules for yourself. You can also visit FM Scout. They do have essential training sessions that are very useful in Football Manager. I've been using them since Football Manager 2021 and they still work a treat even till this very day. Even on FM23, you can go on to apply those training schedules and they're going to work wonders for you. But this is how you can go on to create your training schedules depending on how you want it to go. This is the simple approach you can use to go on to create your own training schedules. If you found this video useful, do let me know in the comment section. I'm going to attach a link in the description to all the other training schedules that I went on to. Attach a link in the description to all the other training sessions, and you can download them and see how they work out for you. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video.